Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video. Today we've got a bunch of great topics in addition to a discussion at the end, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So in Japan, the My Nintendo store has completely sold out of Switch pre-orders. Now Japan is a little bit interesting because they can customize and kind of choose their different color schemes when it comes to the Joy-Cons and all that, and their box is plain classic like Nintendo red, not the gray but like the red, the deep red. And I actually really like that box for the Nintendo Switch as far as the console and everything that you'll be getting, and it looks like we're still going to be getting 2 million Nintendo Switches at launch. I don't know if Nintendo's going to increase that numbers. Pre-orders are sold out everywhere. I think we'll probably get a little bit more allocation than that. I don't think they necessarily pre-ordered through 2 million units. I just think they're just trying to be cautious. That's just my opinion on the matter, but I do feel that there's going to be a time where people will be able to go back into stores or go online and more pre-orders will open up. This is already a huge success over Wii U, because even up until like the last second, for the most part, you were able to pre-order a Wii U, or you're able to just walk into any store and really just buy a Wii U for the most part. Now, it wasn't like that in every single area, I know that, but if you lived in cities with more than like 100,000 or 200,000 people, you were probably able to just walk into a store and buy a Wii U. So already good stuff from there, because the Nintendo Switch definitely has to do a lot better than the Wii U, and I think it will based on what they're doing with the marketing. People know exactly what it is. Obviously, they have a massive, huge title in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and the portability factor is actually a big selling point of the system. The more you think about it, and the more you think of ways you can get your gaming in when you couldn't before with a home console, like the power of a home console, a Zelda, a Mario, a Metroid, whatever the case is, the more you think this is actually a really good feature. So moving on to the next story here. So I Am Setsuna, you guys know I've been talking about this game for the past couple days here. So it is a launch title, but it's only going to be digital in Europe and North America. Okay, there's only a digital version. I know there were some people asking, is this game going to be a physical copy? No, it is not going to be physical, so you can only pick up the game digitally. It is a traditional RPG made by Tokyo RPG Factory that is owned by Square Enix. You're going to be able to do classic turn-based battles like Chrono Trigger with dual text and triple text. It is an engaging story, and it has some nice, clean visuals, but definitely not the best looking game out there. Love letter for classic JRPG fans, and I'm glad that Nintendo has this at launch, because that's what they were missing on the Wii U. They didn't really have a lot of open world or bigger type of games at launch, other than a couple like old ports and things like that. So I'm glad that we're seeing stuff like I Am Setsuna and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the revival of Bomberman. So I think there's going to be enough to keep people satisfied for a bit until more of the other games come out, like Fast RMX and other games that are coming as well. So yeah, just a little note there, guys, it is only digital. All right, I'm moving on to the next topic here. Eiji Aonuma has said that Epona will be in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So Link's most famous horse has been absent from the recent Zelda videos, but Eiji Aonuma has confirmed that Epona will be returning in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In an interview with IGN Portugal, the series producer mentioned that Link's horse from the Ocarina of Time will be featured in the upcoming game. He didn't give any specifics as far as how that's going to be done, but the horse will be in the game. Epona will be there somehow. Maybe if you beat it fast enough, or you do certain conditions, you unlock the horse, then you can have it on the second run through. I want to see what the end game is for this. I want to see, after you've beat it, what are they going to do, like a new game plus? Are they going to do anything different for replay value? Because obviously they've been spending a ton of time on this game, and I do think they're going to have some extras. I know hero mode is always something people like to go through. Some people like to go through it the first time. I just hope that there's enough content afterwards. We already know there's going to be a ton of content in the game, but I would really love to see the team reward people for playing the game multiple times and what you can uncover and do. I'm sure there's a lot of secrets and dungeons and hidden dungeons and all sorts of stuff that you can get if you really look and explore the world. I know I'm going to spend probably hundreds of hours in this world. So overall, very happy with this game. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks amazing, and I can't wait to see how they incorporate Epona into the mix. Alright, and for this last topic here, I'm going to have a little bit of a discussion. Definitely don't want to take too long on this, but I want to go through some of the big Nintendo Switch games and kind of go over why I'm excited about this game and my hopes for it. So kind of like the hit list that I did back when it was the NX. It's going to be that, but basically in a short and condensed form here at the end. And the first game that I'm going to be talking about is Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, I do think Fire Emblem Warriors, to me, is going to signify how much this system, as far as the Nintendo Switch, has improved over the Wii U, because if you look at that short trailer that they showed off, which was in game by the way guys, it already looks a lot better. It already looks up to par with what you would see on the PS4 and Xbox One when it comes to the Dynasty Warriors, and the amount of enemies on screen when he was slashing them, it already seems like things are off to a better foot. I'm hoping that it's 60 frames per second. I really do think they need to nail that 60, because if there's one thing that I really did not like about Hyrule Warriors was its inconsistent frame rate around 30 something, sometimes 40. Never really hit that smooth 60, and I really feel that it needs to hit that smooth 60. Another thing that I would love to see in this game is online play. I think romping through with your friends, going online with Chrom or Roy and all the different warriors from Fire Emblem, like, that to me is far more exciting than playing through with a bunch of Legend of Zelda characters. But that's just me, okay? I know some of you guys love Hyrule Warriors. I actually really like it myself, but it's far more exciting to go through with those characters because that fits the atmosphere a little bit more. I mean, you're going through with that Bug Girl. I mean, there's such weird characters. What was it? Tingle, all this stuff. There's just these weird characters because they're just like running out at sometimes. They're just like running out of characters. Yes, there's some cool ones, obviously. We got Sheik, we got Link, we've got Ganon. There's amazing characters in Hyrule Warriors, but it did seem to me like they were kind of running out of things towards the end of it. And with Fire Emblem Warriors, you're going to have an infinite, almost infinite amount of people to pick from. If you've played Awakening or if you've played any of the games after that, you know all the different classic warriors as far as Fire Emblem goes that you can get on your team. I mean, just think about it. Think of Marth, think of Roy, think of Ike, think of everyone, all of them. People were complaining there was too many Fire Emblem characters in Super Smash Brothers, of how many characters are in this franchise and how beloved these characters are. So that's the one thing that I'm really going to see. How are they going to sense like the scale? Like, what is going to be the difference between like using a character like Ike compared to using a character like Marth or Roy? Like, how are they going to differentiate that? How are they going to put characters like Lucina and make them different from like Chrom? I just really want to know what they're going to do with that. And I think even someone like the bows and the archers and people who use stuff like that in the game, how are they going to incorporate mechanics with what Fire Emblem is all about? And the biggest thing, like I said, online is going to be huge. The base taking and what they do. The story is another thing. How are they going to connect the story with all of these different Fire Emblem characters? I know Fire Emblem Heroes has a time continuum type of thing, so it's going to be really interesting just to see this game. And I think it is a dark horse in my opinion as far as games. People are talking about it, but they're not like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the game to buy a Nintendo Switch. But I think once it comes out and people see how good it is and see how much more improved it is over Hyrule Warriors, I think it could develop into that, especially with Fire Emblem having the smartphone mobile game, having another game coming out on 3DS. This can all prep it for this game coming out on new Nintendo 3DS and new Nintendo 3DS XL, in addition to the Nintendo Switch. So let me know what you guys think about Fire Emblem Warriors in the comment section below. Are you hyped for this game? Are you not? And let me know what game you guys want me to talk about next, kind of in depth in our discussion at the end of the videos. I would love to hear you guys' suggestions. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. Subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.